So Roger Saul has a neuro study protocol process that he calls nerve by nerve. So I would take it and submit to your consideration that by a nerve he means almost like a packet of reductionist language, and so he'll look for keywords like kill or anything, any word that is potentially a word that would constitute an offense. But yeah, his study process, Gary Cairns is very frustrated with who he calls dreamers. But what they fail to realize is that they can't say why Freemasonry is true. So whatever scientific projects they embark upon, so long as they haven't tried to feed Freemasonry into the scientific method and see what's left of it when they're done. Had they done that, then the brain traps that they make would be designed in a way that could actually legitimately detect offenses, concealed criminal offenses. I found a way to do this using texts and images on forums. There's a lot of the elimination and monitoring, tracking silence from the ones that you begin to suspect, creating an account of a woman and pretending to flirt with the person that you suspect and see what. And a number of different things. And I really like True Detective Series 1. Series 2, not so much impressed with. Series 1 is brilliant. So the question is, so Roger likes to represent he's doing all this work in conjunction with police, but I'm quite sure that he instead impersonates calls. See, when I said that his favorite game is how to host a murder, I'm not sure. I didn't, and that he considers art morally prescriptive. Well, it flags him as a person of concern. While I yet haven't got. Well, I can think of explanations for why he might genuinely be into framing, but what I think he is definitely into is creating the apparency of a dissociative episode. So that's what he sets up. To do this, he'll rob your property. He'll rob items from your property. In my case, I lost Reebok purple and green bag that I had cosmetics in, my birth certificate, a photograph of a friend of mine nursing a daughter, my old NIV Bible from my teens, which I wanted to keep because it comes in handy. As Penn and Teller say, the best way to fight against the Bible is with the Bible. And so Islam, Sam Harris is concerned about this time approaching us where people with Bronze and Iron Age ideologies are in possession of 21st century technology. it's a generational thing where big pharmaceutical companies have been known to go too far, and they get told off, usurping doctors, rigging software on doctors' computers so that the generic brand is automatically selected when the script is printed. Um, and Roger Toll considers pharmacy a highly competitive market in Canberra. His means to boost revenue is these brain traps he calls psychoactive prisons, in which the person is essentially subjected to interrogations until they can get information from them. You may laugh and scoff at this, but if you study Niels Bohr and Albert Einstein in the 1950s, you may think twice and realize this is not so zany. In fact, it can account for why people have felt that they have been abducted by UFOs and are subjected to experimentations. Because it's not that there were UFOs, but what pharmaceutical salesmen can do with Doppler radar. The Doppler effect applies to all kinds of waves: light waves, sound waves, heat waves, brain waves. They're not talking about the Doppler effect of brain waves at school yet, though, are they? No. So, you can be studied in your sleep. You can typically, if you arrange to have a meeting and conversation with Roger Toll, he'll ask for a few days before announcing that he's free, and then during that time, he'll research the crap out of you so that when you do meet him, he's got the conversation owned. So it's not too hard to answer the question. Well, then who would make tech? What I've wondered about is supposing with the UK Sharia law courts, that Islamic scientists could make quantum Doppler radar that can study, albeit with poor quality study, the human brain in the attempts to measure and identify conflicts, in the attempts after that to subject a person to lifelong antipsychotics. And because of their stupid religion, the way they design these brain traps to work, they cannot tell imagination from memory. And it's fucking ridiculous. And that's what they get for trying to be Freemasons and scientists at the same time. So yeah, I don't know if it's black market tech shipped from the UK, and it's so quantum that Canberra's military can't detect the tech. But Muslims were the first scientists. Algebra, invented algebra. Yeah, it would not surprise me. When things like this happen, the media takes a decade before telling us.